Thyroid cancer rates are steadily increasing among younger adults, particularly those in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, and this trend has raised growing concern among endocrinologists and public health researchers. While some of this rise is due to improved diagnostic tools such as high-resolution ultrasound and early screening, there is growing evidence that environmental, nutritional, and metabolic factors also play significant roles. The thyroid gland, a small butterfly-shaped organ at the base of the neck, is remarkably sensitive to radiation, oxidative stress, and chemical disruption from substances found in plastics, pesticides, and even some food additives. In younger individuals, whose hormonal systems are still highly responsive, exposure to these stressors can trigger cellular damage and abnormal thyroid growth. High levels of body fat, chronic stress, and diets low in protective nutrients further magnify the problem by creating internal conditions that strain thyroid function and weaken its ability to repair itself. One of the most essential, yet often overlooked nutrients for thyroid protection is selenium. This trace mineral plays a crucial role in maintaining the thyroid's delicate balance between hormone production and antioxidant defense. The thyroid gland contains more selenium per gram of tissue than almost any other organ in the body. Selenium forms part of enzymes known as selenoproteins, which help convert the inactive thyroid hormone thyroxine, T4, into its active form triiodothyronine, T3, the molecule responsible for regulating metabolism, growth, and cellular repair. Without sufficient selenium, this conversion becomes inefficient, leading to hormonal imbalances, fatigue, and potentially the buildup of oxidative stress within thyroid cells, conditions that can set the stage for mutation and tumor formation. Selenium also has a strong antioxidant role, neutralizing harmful free radicals that arise during normal thyroid hormone synthesis. Because the thyroid is constantly producing and releasing hormones that contain iodine, it naturally generates a large amount of hydrogen peroxide, a reactive compound that can damage cells if not properly controlled. Selenium-dependent enzymes, such as glutathione peroxidase and thyroidoxin reductase, act like the gland's built-in defense team, preventing oxidative injury. A deficiency in selenium weakens this defense, leaving thyroid cells more vulnerable to inflammation, DNA damage, and uncontrolled cell growth, all of which are risk factors for thyroid cancer. The positive message is that nutritional and lifestyle choices can substantially strengthen thyroid resilience and potentially reduce cancer risk. Incorporating selenium-rich foods into the diet is an easy and effective first step. Brazil nuts are one of the richest natural sources. Just 1 or 2 nuts per day provide the recommended daily intake for most adults. However, because selenium levels in Brazil nuts can vary depending on soil conditions, it's best to eat them in moderation rather than in large quantities. Other excellent sources include fish such as tuna, sardines, and salmon, as well as eggs and whole grains. Including these foods regularly supports not only the thyroid but also the immune and reproductive systems, both of which depend on optimal selenium levels. For individuals who do not consume animal products, mushrooms, sunflower seeds, and lentils can contribute smaller amounts of selenium, though supplementation may sometimes be needed if dietary intake remains consistently low. When considering supplements, it is essential not to exceed safe limits, as excess selenium can cause toxicity and produce symptoms like nausea, fatigue, or hair loss. A moderate, balanced intake guided by dietary variety remains the safest and most sustainable approach. Pairing selenium with other thyroid-supportive nutrients such as iodine, zinc, and iron further enhances its protective effects. For example, seaweed, dairy, and iodized salt provide iodine, which is necessary for hormone synthesis, but should be used cautiously. Too much iodine can also strain the thyroid. Beyond nutrition, several lifestyle practices can help reduce environmental and internal stress on the thyroid gland. Limiting exposure to endocrine-disrupting chemicals, such as those found in some plastics, BPA, non-stick cookware, and certain cosmetics, reduces unnecessary hormonal interference. Choosing glass or stainless steel food containers, using natural personal care products, and avoiding overuse of pesticides or herbicides can make a tangible difference over time. Reducing chronic stress through relaxation, meditation, and regular physical activity helps balance cortisol levels, which otherwise suppress thyroid function when chronically elevated. Regular sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours per night, supports hormonal recovery and regulates the body's internal clock, indirectly benefiting thyroid balance. Maintaining a healthy body weight is another vital part of prevention. Excess body fat, particularly around the abdomen, can elevate estrogen levels and inflammatory markers, both of which may contribute to thyroid dysfunction and increase the risk of nodules or malignancy. A diet rich in vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and omega-3 fats helps control inflammation and supports healthy metabolism, reducing stress on the thyroid. Avoiding frequent consumption of highly processed foods, sugary drinks, and trans fats prevents metabolic disturbances that can indirectly impair thyroid hormone regulation. Hydration also supports thyroid and overall metabolic efficiency. Drinking enough water helps maintain blood circulation and nutrient transport, which ensures that selenium and other essential minerals reach the thyroid efficiently. Herbal teas, particularly those made with ginger or green tea, may offer additional antioxidant protection while promoting gentle detoxification. However, very high doses of green tea extract should be avoided, as excessive polyphenol can interfere with thyroid function in rare cases. It's important to remember that not all increases in thyroid cancer reflect dangerous trends. Many cases detected today are small, slow-growing tumors identified through better medical imaging. Still, prevention should focus not just on detecting disease, but on creating an internal environment that resists it altogether. Each dietary choice, like eating a Brazil nut or a serving of fish, or preparing a wholesome meal that includes eggs and vegetables, can be viewed as a daily investment in the thyroid's long-term health. When supported with sufficient selenium, balanced iodine intake, consistent exercise, and reduced exposure to toxins, the thyroid can continue performing its life-sustaining duties without disruption. The warning about rising thyroid cancer rates should serve as motivation to nurture this small but mighty gland that powers the body's energy and balance. Through mindful eating, environmental awareness, and steady self-care, younger adults can actively safeguard their thyroid health. Prevention, in this case, does not rely on complex medical interventions but on the simple, consistent act of nourishing the body wisely. The thyroid thrives when it is supported, not stressed, and each healthy choice builds a stronger shield against the growing tide of thyroid disorders and cancers seen in today's modern world.